sir, and yes, sir. Welcome, Mind, Muscle, Motivation. I sincerely ask that you like, subscribe, and share this channel with all your friends, people you know, hell, people you don't know. I'm all about that mind, muscle, motivation. I'm currently on the mind aspect of this channel. If you want to reminisce on the muscle aspect, the muscle motivation of this channel, feel free, go back, look on all the videos that I shared over the years, being in the gym, being in the comfort of my home, when I was currently trying to get into football, all those. Just go back, check it out, tell me what you think, and get motivated. Today, I wanted to discuss overcoming your fear and getting out of your comfort zone. And this applies to everybody. There's no discrimination on age, race, your gender, whatever. This applies to everybody. Everybody. And it's something that I'm still struggling with to this day. I can't even lie. But this is also something that this should be embedded into us at a very young age. A very, very young age. And for me, it was something that was brought up, but it wasn't explained in a proper way. And that's what I hope and pray that it can be explained in a proper way today between me and you, us. So let's dive into it. I am a type of person now, I can't say back then when I was younger, but now I'm motivated by fear. And my comfort zone, I don't like being in my comfort zone because it gives me comfort. And I know that when you're too comfortable, you don't grow. Now, when I say I'm motivated by that fear, I don't like being scared to do something. I absolutely hate it. I don't even like using the word hate, but I fucking hate, excuse my language, everybody. But I really hate being scared to do something. So I will imagine myself doing it for years, and I'm not exaggerating. I will imagine myself doing something for years, and then finally it will come into fruition, and I'll be doing it. And I only say I imagine myself doing it for years because it's just something that I first imagined myself doing to I guess eradicate that fear. And then, like I said, before you know it, I'm doing it. It took me years to imagine myself going to the gym before work because it was something that I wanted to do, but it was something that I was scared to do. And I don't even know why. It's just the gym. And nobody was there for years. But never mind all that. I imagined myself doing it, and then finally I put it into action. And then started to be the only one that would work out before work. And then before you know it, another person was doing it. And then another person was doing it. And I didn't mean to go about saying that I work out before work, but I mean, I guess people could tell that I worked out, and it just looked like I was being physically active. And then finally it just spilled out, and then other people started to do it. So, and I even imagined myself walking to work. I just knew to prepare myself for it to have to happen one day. And then just like that, I was walking to work. Now, the safety part of it, I know that's something to be, I don't know if it's, I don't know if it's something to be scared about, but it's something to be very aware of. And that I was. That's why the video that you see before, you know what? The video that you see after, I'm not going to show it before. I didn't show it before. So the video that you see after this was me walking to work. Anyways, now the comfort zone, I really don't know. It's different for everybody. I don't know what makes people comfortable so much. But one example, Lord have mercy. One example that I will tell you about me is when it comes to TV shows. I will turn into a TV show, King of Queens. Shout out to Kevin James and that whole crew. I forgot most of their names, but Kevin James sticks out the most. But Kings and Queens is something that I will turn to when I'm out of all sorts, when I'm upset, when I'm worried, when I'm stressed. It just gives me comfort. There's nothing wrong with it, but I also know that I can't put a TV show on a pedestal like that, because when I don't have access to it, then what? Then what am I going to do? I'm going to be shit out of luck. Again, excuse my language. But that's just an example. So I think it's just necessary to get out of your comfort zone every once in a while. I think it's needed to do something uncomfortable every single day. And I think it's just a reminder that life isn't going to always be peaches and cream. You're going to have days where it's rainy, where it's terrible conditions, when it's rainy, it's cloudy, and it's cold. And then, of course, here in Texas, where it's mainly hot all the time, it's never going to be perfect conditions all the time. So doing something that sucks every day is just a reminder to keep you in that discomfort zone. And my goal every single day is to find comfort in discomfort, and it's hard. It really is. Because sometimes you just want to break. You want to break from all that discomfort. You want a day where you can just have things going smoothly, but that type of mentality is not good. It really isn't. And it's not the type of mentality to have. But again, that's just an example to help you better understand what I'm trying to discuss and what I'm talking about. And like I said, overcoming your fear, I truly think it worked for me. Just imagine yourself doing it for a while. And, your mind is a very, very powerful thing. And the more you repeat it, the more you believe it. I believe that wholeheartedly. The more you repeat it, the more you believe it. I don't so much say I can do something. I just imagine myself doing it first. It all starts up here. So that's what I do. I imagine myself doing it for days, months, years. And then finally I'm doing it. And I may be behind when it comes to being brave and courageous. I may be behind in that whole discussion category, but I got there. It took me a while, but I got there. And like I discussed in the previous video, I've always been the type to get in my own way. And just like I imagine myself doing stuff, I also imagine myself when it comes to the complete opposite. I always imagine the worst of outcomes that could possibly happen. And that's where I think we as people, that's where I think we do wrong. We let our minds get ahead of us. And then before you know it, we're talking ourselves out of doing something that can easily be done. Yes, I said it, easily be done. We're talking ourselves out of it. It's not so much other people. It's not so much even our talents and capabilities. It's just that our minds get the best of us. And then before you know it, we're not able to do something that even we've already done. That's another thing. When it comes to overcoming your fear, I think you have to remind yourself what you've done already. And something also I try to do, and again, it's not to be arrogant, it's not to think of myself highly over others, but being in the Army, I was willing to sacrifice. I went through the same type of training that a lot of people have gone through that are no longer here. I was located in a place where there were people who have died, and I overcame it and I did it. And sometimes I have to remind myself that it's not to be arrogant. It's not to be belligerent, because it's not like I'll go around saying, oh, I was in this and oh, I did that. No, I talk to myself in a way mentally and in my mentality. I try to remind myself the things that I've done already that others not so much aren't capable of doing, but where others aren't trying to do, willing to do. And that's another thing I think we as people should start doing when it comes to our fear, our anxieties. we should just remind ourselves of things that we've done already. And it doesn't even have to be stuff so outlandish. It can be the littlest of things, because there's always someone who has done something that another person wants to do but hasn't done. So these are little tricks that I use and that you can use to help you overcome your fear. And again, with the getting out of your comfort zone, I just can't stand being around people who doesn't want to get down and gritty and dirty, who wants to. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not some like what's the word I can use? I'm not willing to go to the extreme when it comes to things, but I do want to step out of my comfort zone. I definitely do, and I just don't do it enough. And again, another example of that is going to Six Flags, going on. I don't know what the ride is called, but it goes up and it goes down. And listen, when I was young, I did it, and it bugs me to this day. I don't know what changed. Maybe I didn't have no lick of scent when I was younger. Maybe I just didn't know any better when I was younger. But I used to get on the ride all the time. And I even remember one time in particular, we were at the top, and I was over there doing all the talking, making people laugh. And now when I look at the ride, I turn and go the other way. I think, again, what I was talking about when it comes to our mentals, when it comes to us talking ourselves out of doing stuff, maybe my mind has gotten more control over me than what I even think. And back then, maybe it didn't so much. And maybe I was just go in, just do it. And maybe I'm more cautious now just because of how I think. I don't know. But I can't stand being around people who wants to just stay in their little bubble, who don't want to go to the somewhat extreme. Somewhat. I'll add that in there. I can't be around somebody who doesn't want to push themselves and do something they've never done before. Again, don't get me wrong. I'm not somebody who's going to go out and do stuff all the time that I haven't done. But every once in a while, I want to. You know, it's not living if you don't get out of your comfort zone. It's not living if you don't do something that you haven't done. It's just not living, people. It really isn't. It really isn't. Shout out to Avatar one time. I keep seeing my shirt on the TV. Shout out to Avatar, people. The first and the second. I have to get off subject one time. Shout out to Avatar, people. I'm telling you, I'm an Avatar, damn it. My soul is in the body that was given to me. And I'm just trying to take care of it. Okay, back to the subject at hand. Gotta add in some kind of laughter to the subject just to ease the intensity of it, if there are any who's watching. Yes, once again, I'm doing my best to find comfort in discomfort. And I have to set examples for people to really get it. I remember being at work, and I would always stay away from people. And I went to the front where the majority of the people are, and I ate my lunch in there. And I told myself, just do it, just to see how you feel. Now, let me tell you, people, it's so crazy, because I would look down at my food and my hands were literally just, it was shaking. It was shaking. And I had to ask myself, okay, do you really think people are even paying attention to you? Do you really think people are watching you? We all have 30 minutes to eat. Do you really think people are wasting their time watching you eat? And I calmed down. And a lot of times when it comes to stepping out of our comfort zone and overcoming fear, it sounds messed up, but a lot of times we have to really remind ourselves that it's not about you. Nobody cares about what you're doing. Like, nobody is thinking about you. And once I told myself that, it helped. It did. It sounds like a messed up thing to do, but it's just facts. It's just the truth. If you want to go outside and run, Go run. Ain't nobody thinking about you. Of course, people are going to stare. They're going to stare, and hell, you might get people who, especially nowadays, you may get people who stare out of envy because they want to do it and you're doing it. You got to take all those into factors about when it comes to you doing things. But at the end of the day, nobody cares. Nobody cares. That should be something that you write down, because I bet you'll find yourself doing stuff that you once wanted to do, that you talked yourself out of. A lot of times we have fear and we don't get out of our discomfort zone just because of the thought of other people. Now that is a cliche, but damn it, we all do it. Gosh, we all do it. Boy, it makes me sick to my stomach. We're always so on guard of opinions from other people. And at the end of the day, people will talk about you when you're here. People will talk about you when you're not here. That's what people do. That's all they do. They just talk. They have nothing else to do. This isn't about judgments or people talking trash behind your back, but that's something that we think about when it comes to just fears and getting out of our comfort zone. It's just being so cautious of other people and what they may say, what they may say. And we don't even know if they will say anything at all. But it's just that what if. That what if always gets in your way. That what if always has gotten in my way. It's just about letting our minds get the best of us and talking ourselves out of doing things. That will keep you in your comfort zone, and that will keep you from overcoming your fear. People have all different kinds of fears. My fears is just, it is the what if, and it is the may of what other people may say. And I've had to ask myself, am I one to think kind of narcissistic, a narcissistic way of thinking, maybe? Because growing up, things did kind of evolve around me a little bit. So that entitlement of it evolving around me now, I had to ask myself, do I still have it in the back of my mind? That can also be, I think it can also be a factor of not overcoming your fear. I really can't explain it. Again, people, I'm not some psychologist. This is just a discussion. So, but yeah, we can get in our own way, of course, when it comes to fear and discomfort. But at the end of the day, when it comes to other people, now let me tell you, for a well-known fact, I don't have to ask anybody. They don't care. They just don't. So you might as well do what you want to do. You might as well wear what you want to wear. You might as well eat what you want to eat and be you. Just like what I'm doing right now. You know, I may not have a bunch of views, likes, or even subs, but I'm doing it because, like I've always stated, I want to be of service to others, and I want to overcome things along with other people who want to overcome the same things just as I am. So again, stepping out of your comfort zone and overcoming fear. Find comfort in discomfort. And when it comes to fear, you only live once. You only live once. And living a life full of fear, especially over the same thing, that's an eternity of regret. An eternity of regret. Come on, that just sounds awful. So you might as well build up that imagination of first seeing yourself overcome, seeing yourself do. First picture it in your mind. If you can see it in your mind, you can do it here in reality. So first start with that, like I used to, and like I'm still currently doing. And hey, let's get out of the fear. Let's eradicate that from our lives completely. And let's find comfort and discomfort in every day. Every single day, do something that's just completely uncomfortable. Just as a reminder to keep you comfortable being uncomfortable. This is Mind Muscle Motivation. Again, I kindly ask that you like, subscribe, and share. And hey, let's grow together. Let's build a community between me and you. And hey, every day it's all about progressing and getting better and becoming our best selves. And now, for the moment you've all been waiting for, me walking to work. I'm talking about, I forgot the time, but it's around 3:30, and I think it took me about 37 minutes to get to work. So this is me walking to work, something that I picture myself doing, something that I told myself it would possibly have to happen. And lo and behold, I don't know if I prophesied it, but this is it right here. Check it out. Until next time, peace.
I knew this was gonna happen, so here I go. Pray that I get there. About to get the bridge. Probably gonna start running. This is the scary part I don't like. So, my legs are starting to hurt, but still going. So am I mad? I'm not gonna lie, I am. So I made it. Stickers all in my feet, my foot. See you later. I already made it now.